I'm back. I'm back for another video. I can't call this one the other title anymore. I have to call it something else. I don't know what to call it yet. I'm thinking of The Cure, but that's the name of a band. So if they accidentally stumble across my videos, would they sue me? And if they sued me, for how much? I mean, really, it's not like I'm making money off of this. Anyway, that would be kind of a cool like The Cure. Come watch this video. It's the cure for what ails you. It makes you feel good about yourself. Or it makes you feel depressed. One or the other. It'll cure you of whatever. It'll cure you of your happiness or your depression. Whatever you're feeling that day. So, okay, last week I had a really bad toothache. 2 weeks ago, I would say Monday at work, I started getting a throbbing pain in my jaw, right where my wisdom tooth is. Now, before this, I had a little bit of an ache because I cracked a tooth about a year ago, and it was starting to kind of bother me, but it was kind of off and on. It wasn't really anything that caused a lot of pain. It was more of an irritation. But then that night, just like I was sitting in the office, and then it's just like, doo, 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 like right here in my jaw. And then I had to go out and coach a class, and I'm coaching the class, little kids, and my jaw's just killing me the whole time. I'm standing around like this. All right, you guys, stand over here. Yeah, that looks, no, oh, no, never mind. It just got worse from that point. I come home and it's just throbbing, and I'm putting all this natural stuff on there and taking different vitamins and putting hot rags on it, and couldn't sleep that night. Oh, it just wouldn't stop. You ever have a pain that just will not go away? And I'm not just talking like a little ache. I mean, just like I'll bring you down to your knees in tears, pain, and it's like you just cannot. It just won't go away no matter how much you want it to go away. Man, that, whew. Oh, I'm still remembering. I'm still remembering that pain. It brings me, or it gives me a whole new, it allows me to empathize with people with toothaches. That's for sure. Like when somebody says they need prayers for a toothache, I now know what they're going through, and it is not fun at all. It's the worst pain in the world. You'd give anything to make that pain stop. And it made me realize how much of a blessing it is to live life without pain free. Because there's some people in the world that go every day with some kind of pain, especially people with back pain resulting from an injury, and they just have that lower back pain, and no matter what they do, they can't find any relief. And they search out surgery and drugs, and it only provides temporary relief, but not complete relief. And I'm thinking, that is no way to live life. What a hardship that is, to have to go through life in constant pain. I couldn't imagine it. And I now understand why some people would even go as far as to take their own lives just to get rid of that pain, because they can't find. I mean, that's really their only answer in terms of finding relief, because it's just so severe. My buddy at work had low back pain, and he was just miserable every day. And luckily, he was able to find something that took it away, took the pain away from him. But natural, not drugs. And he's actually now going around telling everybody about this stuff because he's so excited about it. But to go around with that pain. But anyway, back to my tooth. I had the toothache from Monday to about Thursday, and Thursday night, it was after work, and I'm working out, and it would kind of come and go. I'd put this natural rinse in my mouth and kind of hold it in, and it would take the pain away at times, and then it'd come back. But I was working out, and then it just flared up on me at work. End of the day, everybody, I think we were wrapping up, and I was just working out. And I go in the office, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and I'm like starting I'm welling up because the pain is just getting so intense in my mouth, and there's like nothing I can do. I'm swishing with the stuff. I'm putting topical clove oil, which is supposed to numb the gum, and nothing's working. I'm just like, man, this is not happening right now. And then I felt a little click in my tooth. I felt it was like a click, and I heard it too, a click like that, and then the pain just went away, like completely gone. And I mean, it would kind of come and go a little bit in waves from that point on, but it just kind of petered out until maybe about Saturday or Sunday, and there was no pain at all anymore. So it's like, I don't know what happened there, but something happened, and I sure don't want to go through that again. I was contemplating getting oral surgery. It was that bad, but I didn't want to do it for two reasons. One, I don't like dentists because there's a lot of things that can go wrong in your mouth. Like some people, when they go to the dentist and they it's just, I'd rather not go that route if I don't have to. And number two, I wanted to let God heal me, and thankfully He did. But that's why I didn't opt for oral surgery. I'd rather not have someone drill holes in my mouth and rip my teeth out. I mean, it's not really that bad. My wisdom teeth, they're not. I don't think they're compacted or anything. They're not even fully out yet. Maybe it was just cutting or something. But no, I ain't gonna do that. So, anyway, the day after my teeth stopped hurting, the next day on Friday, well, this part stopped hurting. Then the top part started hurting the next day. The top one started hurting, the one that broke. So that one was hurting on Friday. And I was like, are you kidding me? I just got done with this tooth. Now my top tooth is starting to hurt. So corporate decided that they were going to visit this week. It snowed, by the way, this past week. I forgot to mention that. We actually got, well, it was ice. But it was bad enough to where they actually closed schools for like 3 days. Was work closed? No. But they closed the schools. But it was my car was iced, and the streets were iced, and they had all these advisories, and the bridges were closed, and it really, honestly, after visiting Minnesota, it wasn't that bad. But I can see how they'd have to do that, because down south we're just not ready. We're not capable of handling a winter event like that, even if it's minor. So it was interesting, but that aside, corporate decided to visit us this week, or that week, and pretty much it was all day. And have you ever been told that everything you're doing is wrong? And every idea you throw out is a bad idea. That's kind of how it went. And not to say that we're doing everything right, but certainly there's got to be some things that we were doing right, but those were never highlighted. It was just, you're doing this wrong, this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. And no, I don't like that idea. That's a bad idea. It's not going to work because XYZ. Can you imagine a full day of just nothing but that? Yeah, it wasn't fun. And at the end of that day, throughout the whole day, I felt myself getting sick. So I actually came down with some kind of like flu. So like that day, the next day I was completely bedridden. Good times, man. Good times. But yeah, so I'm actually thinking that my toothache was some kind of bacterial infection that spread throughout my body and made me sick. That's my thoughts on it, because I went from bad toothache to being sick, like one after the next, and then they're both gone. So that's kind of my thinking of what it is, or what it was. Man, life at work, it's been great. I enjoy going to work. I love it. I love the people I'm working with right now. It's a whole new team. I love the new program director, Kerry KJ. He's awesome. The guy's a former professional football player. Dude knows what he's talking about. He's just, I mean, he's very, he doesn't micromanage. He just, hey, let's do this. Let's get it done. I mean, and the guy's like, did you get your workout in today? Make sure you get your workout in today. I can't say enough good things about this dude. I mean, he's the guy I originally wanted Cross Gates to pick for as a program director, but he wasn't available at the time, so they went with Phil, who, by the way, sent me another text message this past week. I found it ironic. Let me read it to you. See if you see the same irony. I'm pretty sure he was addressing this to me, but quite honestly, it is more for him, I think. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, so it's late at night. I'm in the office doing some work, and I get this text message. He sends me a picture, and then underneath the picture, it's a little winky smiley face. I'm like, what is this? So I read it, and this is what it says. If someone treats you bad, just remember that there is something wrong with them, not you. Normal people don't go around destroying other people. Never let someone with the significance of a speed bump become a roadblock in your life. Touche, Phil. Touche. Unbelievable. Yeah, that. There's an old saying. I don't remember how exactly it goes, but whenever somebody accuses you of something, like 9 times out of 10, they're guilty of the same thing. Like almost every time. Almost every time I've been accused of something, that person is the guilty party, or they've done it. Like every time. I don't know what it is. Maybe, I think there's a psychological term called mirroring or something like that, or projection. They project themselves onto you. I think I've even been guilty of doing that too. Like I'll say something to this person, and really it's me I'm talking about, but for some reason I'm putting it on them. But I try not to do that. Okay, I really do, but it happens, So right now I'm working on NXA Cheer video. I went over to their little cheer gym a couple weeks ago, and I did some filming for them, and now I'm kind of slicing together a little promotional video for them, and that's what I'm doing right now. I found a pretty cool song, putting that together, so that's kind of what I'm up to right now. I can't stand still. I always watch these videos, and after I film them, and I'm always like, hey guys, what's up? I'm moving in and out. I'm trying to stand still because I got the camera with a certain focal point, and if I get too close or too far away, I got like a little marker on the ground, and if I get too close or far away, I get in and out of focus. So I got it perfectly focused right now. I'm trying to keep it that way. And I really hope that the sound from down the hallway isn't coming in through this. Dad seems like he's watching some really loud movie. So I hope like that's not interfering with this. But if it is, that's what those sound effects are. Oh, what was I gonna say? Yeah. Okay, and let's see. 4 weeks ago now, I think it's been 4 weeks, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, I I made a video, another video like this. I filmed it and then I looked at it and I said, wow, I really look fat. Now, it's not like I'm not obese fat, but I looked full or pudgy, or I didn't have a like lean look. Now that I look at myself now and I looked at that video, I can see wow. So I've been working on that, and I took some before and after took some before pictures. I haven't done the afters yet, but I mean I was 189 pounds when I filmed that. And now I'm 167 measured yesterday, give or take a few pounds. So I've definitely cut weight back. I'll tell you this, I don't like being fat. It's not a good feeling. And I wouldn't even say I was fat. I was just a higher body fat percentage than I would care to be. And I can only imagine what it's like for somebody that is severely overweight or obese, what it must feel like. Because me just being a few pounds overweight, maybe 10, 20 pounds overweight, I feel sluggish and I feel depressed and I don't feel good about myself. And then when I drop the weight and I get lean, I feel better about myself. And I think that's another good thing for me to kind of experience, because now I know those feelings that somebody that's trying to lose weight has. That feeling of self-consciousness about wearing clothes that fit right, that are embarrassed to go out in public because they aren't comfortable with their body. That's sad, you know. I don't think God never made us to be fat or overweight like that, you know, and it's really not, it's not their fault. It's the society we live in. It's the fault of these companies that market all this garbage food out there and put garbage food in the schools and teach us the wrong ways to eat and the wrong nutritional values. You know, kids these days aren't taught how to eat properly in school, you know. And then they grow up and they don't know, and then they wind up teaching their kids what they know, and they don't know anything. And it's just a vicious cycle. And I feel bad for the direction the world's going in. You know, I think it's a third of all adults in the United States are obese. You know, a third? 33%? There's 300 million people in the United States, so 100 million obese people. I don't remember the exact statistic, but it's either obese or overweight. And I'm thinking, that's like the downfall of man right there. We're all gonna die, become extinct because we're eating ourselves to death. And that's because of these greedy corporations that keep pumping in garbage into the food they produce. These companies that genetically modify the produce, put chemicals and pesticides on our food that go into our bodies and cause our bodies to retain fat to prevent, you know, the toxins from traveling throughout our bodies. They put stuff in the food that makes us more hungry, that makes us want to eat more and more and more and more. Notice you can never just eat one potato chip. You can never just eat, you know, one cookie. You always want more. It makes you hungrier. The more you eat one, and it makes you more hungry. I've noticed that, you know. I've done that. I've been kind of, I'm not really that hungry. I'll have a chip. Now I'm a little bit more hungry. I'm a little bit more hungry. When you eat, it should make you feel full, not make you feel more hungry, and you feel more hungry and you eat more. And you're eating more of something that doesn't have any nutrients in it. It's not even doing anything for your body except just providing calories. I could get into a rant about that for a long time, but it's just a mess. The society is a mess, and I long for the day where food is real and we don't have to worry about this junk anymore. So anyway, I've ranted about that long enough, and I think this video is coming up on 20 minutes. I wasn't planning on talking this long, but what can I say? I like to talk sometimes. I think one thing I wanted to hit on, though, was the old saying, your perception is your reality. Me and Eric were talking about this. We had a little conversation at work about this. And what it was everyone lives in a box. Everyone lives in a box, and whatever, you only know what's in your box. You don't know what's outside your box. So your box is your perception, and reality is outside of your box. And the problem is that what we perceive isn't always the truth. It's only what we know based on our five senses, the information that we gather with those. And in so many instances, I think we end up in bad situations because we don't know all the facts, and then we form judgments based on the little information that we have. We make decisions based on the little information that we've gathered. I think there's so many people out there that either don't like another individual, or that individual doesn't like them because of perception. They might perceive that that person has something against them, and in reality they don't. And everyone else can see it, but they can't, because that's their perception. And they've made their reality out of that perception because they don't have all the facts. And if they gather all the facts, then they look back and say, wow, I was really stupid. I didn't know that. Now that completely changes the way I think. You know, what is this world anyway but just a kind of a giant box, sandbox. No, I don't want to say that. So I know I have to guard against my own perceptions, because I know my perceptions, or anyone's perceptions, aren't always accurate. And if you think about it, if you assume that your perception is accurate, it could lead you in the wrong direction many times. You might perceive that maybe, I think it can make you paranoid. I think it can make you paranoid. I think it can make you hostile towards other people without cause. I think it can make you accept some other people that maybe you shouldn't be hanging around because of your perception. Perception can be dangerous. We just have to be careful with it. We always have to gather all the facts. We have to make sure 100% before we make our decisions, to make sure that we're not fooling ourselves. If you think about perception, if you've ever seen the movie Matrix, I recommend the first one, not the other two. If you ever watch that, that's kind of what it is. Everyone kind of lives in their own little world that they create, but it's really not reality. Okay, well, I'm gonna get back to finishing up editing this video next week. Probably won't have another one of these videos. Probably gonna go ahead and work on part 2 of my Minnesota trip video. Maybe have that out next week. But other than that, I hope you have a good week. Hope that everything is going well, and I'll see you guys later.